Today we're flying the world's best regional airline, Bangkok Airways. This is actually the 8th year in a row they've earned the worldwide title, from 2016 to right now 2024. They're pretty much the Boston Celtics of regional airlines. In the first half, we'll show their flagship flight from Bangkok to Koh Samui, BKK to USM. In the second half, we'll show the return flight and the pretty awesome airport over there. Big favor before we dive in is to hit the like button, and if you're new, consider subscribing. As a background, Bangkok Airways is considered Asia's boutique airline, and they tick off a lot of boxes. They're known for their customer service, access to airport lounges, even if you're flying economy, complimentary in-flight meals, and generous baggage allowances. Imagine if Spirit in the US or Ryanair in Europe did the exact opposite of what they normally do. They fly from Bangkok to a lot of domestic destinations like Chiang Mai and Phuket, but also international ones like the Maldives, Singapore, and Hong Kong. Their most important route, though, is Bangkok to Koh Samui, BKK to USM. Koh Samui is considered the Hawaii of Asia and one of Thailand's most renowned island destinations. Bangkok Airways owns the lion's share of flights to Koh Samui because they actually own the airport. Due to this, about 90% of the flights on or off the island are controlled by them. This is one of the best tropical destinations in the world, and it's the airline's crown jewel. With that said, our journey starts at BKK, Suvarnabhumi Airport. The airline operates on the 4 C's: community, convenience, cost, and customer. Lounges are one of the features that makes the process more enjoyable for customers, and it's just convenient. With this, they offer boutique lounges where all passengers, even those flying economy, have access. There's also blue ribbon lounges, which are more exclusive and targeted towards business class passengers or flyers with elite status. They have boutique lounges in Bangkok, Chiang Mai, and Phuket. The fancier blue ribbon lounges are out of the same 3, but also Koh Samui and the Maldives. Starting our journey in the boutique lounge, it's surprisingly solid.
Hey guys, it's Sebastian, and today we are at the free Bangkok Airlines lounge. Even if you're just flying economy, no priority pass, no anything, you have access to this lounge. Drinks are free. You also have free Nest tea. A lot of different flavors I have never heard of. Some orange juice, Longan OJ squeeze. We'll give that one a try. Okay, a bit strong. Some free food, so croissants. Not sure what's at the bottom, but looks like kind of other pastries. Free hot tea. I actually thought that was coffee. Sandwiches, muffins, more muffins, and khao tom mad, which is sticky rice of coconut milk and sugar. Some popcorn as well. And then I skipped over this one, but this is rice chips. I'm gonna try one of these because it looks pretty cool. I also really wish this was coffee. The pot's shaking. Oh, so here's the coffee. So cappuccinos, mochas, lattes, hot chocolate, and black coffee and espresso. Gonna do an espresso shot. And there's quite a few of these machines, so if there's a line, should be pretty quick, as well as some water, some other magazines and stuff for you to read. There's also chargers, if you have to charge anything, computers, so internet with your boarding pass code.
There's even a playroom where kids can burn off their energy. Here you can see all the awards they've won, whether from airline groups, Asia Tourism, or Thailand itself.
Spotted whale shark?
You can actually swim with it.
Really? Nice.
Also cute cartoon mascots of the planes. I feel like they could easily make this an animated kids show if they wanted to. They also have a giant bear in front that looks super dapper. He definitely dresses better than me. Overall, pretty solid selection of food and drinks. I also love that they have a ton of machines, so you're not fighting anyone or forced to queue. You have a bunch of seating options, whether you want high tops or you want to sip a coffee and relax. Vibe-wise, it's a bit sterile, but it works. I feel like I've been in priority pass lounges that have felt more hectic than this lounge, that anyone flying this airline, even in economy, has access to. Next up, we have the Blue Ribbon Lounge. This is for business class customers and also flyers with elite status. It's also under Priority Pass, but with a major caveat. You can only access this with your Priority Pass membership if you're flying the airline, but it can be economy or business, both are fine. This is definitely a nicer lounge and has a bar or restaurant vibe. Seats are also a lot more comfortable and you have these cute tables as well. Also sofa seating with pillows if that's your jam. Overall, it has a nice ambiance and vibe to it. The boutique lounge feels more utilitarian, while this feels more intimate. With that, you also have higher quality and more varied food and drink options. Boutique is more about snacks, while this has more full-on meals and food. Another difference is the features. The boutique lounge has Wi-Fi and seating, the Blue Ribbon Lounge has those and a lot more. Depending on the location, it can include showers, spa services, and business centers. Some even have massage chairs, which is my favorite feature of lounges in Asia. Standard 1 isn't bad for a pit stop, but if you have priority pass, I would opt for the Blue Ribbon Lounge. The boarding process is pretty interesting as well, especially if you're not used to regional flights. You wait at the terminal, and once boarding starts, you'll hop on a bus. From there, they'll drive to the plane, and if you're an aviation enthusiast, this is always a nice opportunity to appreciate the view. Something awesome about seeing these giant flying machines up close. Once you arrive, you have to walk up a set of stairs with your carry-on luggage. If you're bringing a lot of stuff or not the fastest walker, I would allocate more time just to de-risk. Bangkok Airways typically flies either the Airbus A319 or A320 for BKK to USM. Today we're on the A319. Once you board, you can get a glimpse of business class. Pretty much more legroom, plush seats, and nicer headrest. Even if you're 6 foot tall, you have plenty of legroom even in economy. There's no in-flight entertainment, so you'll have to entertain yourself. The flight itself is about 1 hour and 15 minutes and pretty efficient. Even though it's a short flight, they still provide meal service, even for economy. For example, mini sandwiches including turkey, egg, and salmon, fruit, coconut mango dessert, and coffee or tea. If you're flying business, they'll often have hot meals like sea bass with rice or chicken curry. Once you land, you use the air stairs to get down, and they often have shuttle buses to take you to the terminal. These are pretty cute and remind me of Disney or Universal or any other amusement park. We'll get back into this, but most of the airport is open air and resembles a resort more than a traditional airport. The goal is to set the tone for your stay. The benefit of the open air setup is that you can hear local wildlife like birds, which add to the ambiance. Baggage pickup is pretty fast, and if you haven't arranged transportation yet, I'd recommend Grab, which is the Uber for Southeast Asia. During our trip, we stayed at Vanabelle, which is under Marriott Bonvoy. We'll have a full video on this, but definitely a great way to have a luxury stay and still have cultural experiences. The second hotel was the Conrad, which is under Hilton. Probably the nicest Conrad we've ever stayed at in the world in terms of just outright class. In terms of booking the flight, you have a few tactics. The prices can range from $100 to $300 round trip, with weekends oftentimes being more expensive. Pro tip number 1, if possible, I would book in advance, especially if you have a larger group visiting. Tip number 2, if the dates are expensive or you want specific flights, then I would look into points or miles. The best way to book Bangkok Airways is with one of their airline partners, Etihad Airways. If you're coming from the US, you have a bunch of transfer partners that work. American Express, Citi, and Capital One all transfer to Etihad miles. You can then use the Etihad miles to book the Bangkok Airways flight. It's going to run you 10,000 miles for round trip between Bangkok and Koh Samui. I'm more than happy to use 10,000 miles that might only be worth $100 in cashback to cover a flight that I would have had to spend $300 out of pocket anyways. Anything north of 2 cents per point is a win, and here you might be getting 2 to 3 cents. Side note, but if you want to learn about cards to get points, we have links on the website, asksebi.com, and also down below in the description box. Make sure the links are competitive, but otherwise, it's a huge way to support the channel, so thank you in advance. For the flight back, we had the chance to explore more of the Koh Samui airport. Lots of restaurants here, whether you want a full-on meal or just frozen yogurt. It was a bit early, so didn't look that busy, but it's pretty much a shopping mall by the airport, primarily full of restaurants. My favorite part is that it doesn't really feel like an airport, it feels more like a visitor center. Most of it's outdoors, and the highlight is a central area with a skylight. You'll also see some of the birds you previously heard, and Mandy tried to say hello to quite a few of them. There's one lounge here, and it's going to be a Blue Ribbon Club. If you have Priority Pass, unlike the one in BKK, you can access this even if you're not flying Bangkok Airways. You're going to be greeted by a flight attendant bear here who's wearing the Gold Medal Award. There's a lot of food options here. Desserts were calling my name and definitely look tasty. Also mangoes, coconuts, and tea leaf rice just taste better in Thailand. There was also dim sum as well if you're looking for something more savory, but was a miss in my book. If you want something more filling, they also have an a la carte menu. Here you can order drinks like espressos, cappuccinos, coffees, hot chocolate, and even hot ginger. Also lots of tea options and fruit juice. Young coconut juice being different from most lounges in the West. Obviously, we're in Thailand, but I can't imagine a lounge in New York giving me a giant coconut to drink. Also soft drinks like Coke, Sprite, or iced coffee, which I'm guessing are the cans. They also do have hot meal services, including grilled duck with egg noodles, spaghetti with chicken, prawn wonton soup, and also pad thai. They even have a special by the chef, which is chicken goulash with jasmine rice. If you don't have free breakfast at your hotel, then this is not a bad way to get a solid meal. The lounge itself isn't too big, but has a nice tropical vibe. It's a bit gloomy the day we went, but still felt like a beach with the blue and white tones. Best part of the lounge is that it's indoors and there's air conditioning. If you run hot, then this is a lifesaver. I did end up eating a surprising amount of food, given I already had breakfast, but well worth 30 to 60 minutes in my book. Outside, there is a free food area. Not really a lounge, but literally an area to get free snacks and drinks. It's the same idea as the boutique lounge in BKK, but access is available to anyone at the airport. I'm weirdly impressed by this because they don't have to do this. They own the airport and they can basically hold you hostage and could charge you up the wazoo if they wanted to. Instead, they're offering free coffee, soft drinks, and snacks. Most other airlines who owned the airport and had 90% of the flights out of would probably try to charge you $5 to $10 for coffee instead. Probably the nicest regional airport I've ever been in. Once they start boarding for your flight, you once again get into the little shuttle buses that look more like amusement park trams. A bit rainy, but still a smooth ride. Once you get there, you'll board by using the stairs again. My favorite part is that they board from the front and back on this side, and middle on the other side. With other airlines, boarding can take forever. Not the case here, call me crazy, but I'm a fan of efficiency. This is another Airbus A319 and the same hour and 15-minute flight. A bit of turbulence on takeoff, but smooth once we got through the clouds. The meal service today was even better than on the way here. Chicken salad was surprisingly tasty. Unlike a lot of other airlines, the chicken wasn't dry and tough, but more soft and tender. I'm pretty sure it was sous vide rather than overcooked. Overall, Bangkok Airways is definitely worth a try if you're traveling within Thailand, and especially if you're going to Koh Samui. If you book ahead of time, prices can be pretty reasonable. Alternatively, use points if needed. They do an amazing job with the ground experience with lounge access, even for economy passengers, or just outright free food and drinks for anyone at the airport. If you're flying business or have priority pass, then the Blue Ribbon lounges hit above their weight class and have amazing customer service. In-flight service is great with everyone getting free food and also friendly service. Planes might be a bit older, but it's still comfortable and plenty of legroom even if you're tall. The only disadvantage would probably be lack of in-flight entertainment, but not the biggest deal to me. Obviously, there are fancier worldwide airlines that have amazing first and business class seats, but that's not a fair comparison. In its weight class, it's top of class to me, 10 out of 10, and would definitely fly again. I think they more than deserve the honors of best regional airline in the world, and it makes sense that they've worn the crown for 8 years in a row. Again, if you want to learn about cards, we have links on the website, asksebi.com, and also down below in the description box. If you made it to this point, leave a coconut emoji in the comments down below, and I'll try to heart it and respond to it. 3 questions for you. Number 1, what are your thoughts on Bangkok Airways? How do you like it compared to other regional airlines? Also, would you visit Koh Samui? Let me know and everyone else know in the comments down below. Big favor thumbs up, share this with a friend, but otherwise, hope you liked it. See you next time.